Hello everybody and welcome to another video. Today we are in Thame, Oxfordshire, and we are visiting the death place and burial of Elizabeth Spriggs, who was a famous actress and writer who died on July the 2nd, 2008 in Oxfordshire, and she was buried in St Mary the Virgin Church in Thame. And we've just found out that her husband, the late Murray Manson, is also laid to rest with her in the grave. A little bit of history about Elizabeth, in that she was a mezzo-soprano and studied opera at the Royal School of Music as a teenager. However, her singing career was stillborn due to her having bronchial asthma. She consequently opted for an acting career instead, though her first position was as a teacher of speech and drama at Coventry Technical College. She gained her first acting experience with a repertory company in Stockport. On screen, she appeared mostly in matriarchal supporting roles, often as indomitable dowagers, spinster aunts, and aristocratic ladies. She starred in her own short-lived BBC children's series, Simon and the Witch, in 1987, playing the title role. And here we are in Thame High Street, which would have been the way that she would have most likely have travelled to her final resting place at St Mary the Virgin Church in Thame. And Elizabeth was born 18th of September 1929 as Elizabeth Jean Williams, and she was born in Buxton in Derbyshire. She was active as an actress between the years of 1962 and 2008. And she had many roles, including with the Royal Shakespeare Company, in which she played many of Shakespeare's plays, including Romeo and Juliet and Hamlet and Much Ado About Nothing. And she moved on from stage acting and went on to films and television, and in 1978 she won the Oscar for the Best Supporting Actress for Arnold Wesker's Love Letters on Blue Paper. She received a BAFTA nomination for Best Supporting Actress for the 1995 film Sense and Sensibility, and her other films included Richard's Things in 1980, Impromptu in 1991, Paradise Road in 1997, and Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in 2001. And Elizabeth, being born in Buxton, in Derbyshire, she had a bit of an unhappy childhood, later stating that she grew up entirely without affection. And she then went on to her first marriage at 21 years old, which was a disaster and what she called the most painful decision of her life. She left her husband and young daughter to pursue her acting dream. The desire to act was like a weight within me, she later said, and if I didn't do anything about it, it would destroy me. She wrote to a repertory company in Stockport, Cheshire, asking for a job and was taken on. She worked with many companies, including in Birmingham and Bristol, before joining Royal Shakespeare Company in 1962. This is the church, St Mary the Virgin Church, Thame, where Elizabeth and her late husband, her third husband to be precise, are laid to rest forever in eternal peace. I shall now take you to their grave. And here is where they lay. She married her third husband in 1977, Murray Mason, who was a minicab driver as his day job, but he was also a musician of whom she had met while performing in London Assurance, which was one of the stage plays that she did. She did many a stage play, did Elizabeth. And it was pretty much how she met all of her husbands. Let's just take a minute to say a silent prayer and reflect.